is up, everybody? Crypto Hedge here with another live stream update. I'm going to try to jam pack everything as fast as possible in this live stream because I don't want to make it too long. But we're going to cover not only two scenarios, we're going to go over some technical analysis. TA has been looking like absolute crap this entire week and basically last week as well. But we're going to go over like two scenarios so that we have two options to look at, and we're going to get into some other things. I mean, we have just a bunch of FUD on top of FUD. We had Jamie Dimon come out, another stab at Bitcoin again, and we know that when he stabs Bitcoin, he's stabbing the entire cryptocurrency market. I mean, I look at this guy like he is a total shill. But just again today, we saw another post by CNBC of Jamie Dimon stabbing Bitcoin. And we have China with the exchanges shutting down at the end of this month. Now we have mining FUD, but we have Charlie Lee to back that up because he has a trusted source that there's not going to be any mining issues in China. And we have FUD, old FUD about, what is it? We can look at it right now. Right over here. I looked at it the other day. There's a lot of old FUD just repeating itself. It's like, how much longer can they juice this frickin' FUD? It's like, how much longer can they do this? Right here, Chinese Bitcoin exchange executives allegedly must remain in China. A lot of people think Japan is going to, take over and take a lot of the Chinese money in and be the next biggest entity in the cryptocurrency market. And it's just FUD, just, all over the place. I mean, it's just building and building and building. And it's like, when is it going to stop? So we're going to look at some technical analysis. I'm going to go over some fundamental analysis as well. I mean, it's really, to be deep down and personal and, at the lowest low, I really do. I'm still very, bullish for a multitude of reasons. And you guys know which coins I advocate the most. I advocate SegWit coins. I tell you guys to follow the SegWit coins. And we all know what the SegWit coins are. The SegWit coins are Decred, Vertcoin, and Litecoin. Those are the three top picks of mine right now. And I'm looking at 10x Pay as well. 10x Pay has a lot of things to come. Charlie Lee shouted out 10x Pay more than once on his Twitter, and we saw 10x Pay go up to the moon today. Absolutely go to the moon. I don't have any still. I'm waiting for a pullback. We saw a little bit of a pullback, but I'm still waiting to get into that trade. I think 10x Pay is going to be, a company, as cryptocurrency is entirely used as a currency, and we're going to get into that as well. But I think 10x Pay is going to be like a mutual or a collective card that you can use to as a means of payment, like a point of sale. You'll be able to use this 10x Pay card, and it won't be able to atomic swap. I'm not really sure what all is going to come out of it, but I know that the developers are working very hard and diligently to make things happen, and I know that it's probably going to be the SegWit coins that are going to be introduced or included on that 10x Pay card. And you got to look at cryptocurrency as one big picture. You've got a bunch of different currencies, and I think that there's going to be a few that do succeed. I don't think it's going to be 99% of those coins. I think that they're just going to go to the floor. But, I think there's going to be a handful that are going to succeed. We have banks. We've got Wells Fargo. We've got TD Bank. We've got all these different types of banks. It's going to be the same thing with these currencies, as well as a few niche companies that are going to be working with these currencies, like Visa. Visa is not a bank necessarily, but is used for a means of exchange. So I think that's how it's going to end up in the end. And it's a lot to say right now, but that's really what I think. And, in the end, I think cryptocurrency, it is a currency. I don't necessarily think it's going to be used to replace YouTube or whatever people think. I think that, and I also think that what we're really experiencing at the moment is regulatory. And I've been saying this all along. This is regulatory matters that we're seeing right now. And we have China hitting us hard. We've got Jamie Dimon hitting us hard, and I think that there's just a lot more to come. There's a lot of uncertainty. I think that there's doubt now too. There's fear now too. At the beginning, before Charlie Lee even talked about the exchanges closing down because he had a trusted source, it was just uncertainty. That's what it was, because there was no real source coming out to say anything as of yet. And then Charlie Lee came out with a trusted source. And then shortly thereafter, we actually saw the actual source coming out with the real information. And I think Charlie Lee did us a service by telling us about this regulation that was going to be coming to the exchanges, because they will be, in fact, shutting down at the end of this month, or we could say the 1st of October, as far as I know. So we should be thanking Charlie for that. But he came out with another bullet about, we can look at that right now, basically letting us know that from a trusted source, there's not going to be issues. Right here, you can see he posted multiple times. Right here, I have a trusted source that says that there's no truth to China banning mining or network. I haven't made any trades on this info. The FUD is propagated by large manipulators trying to make money shorting. They know that China banned FUD works and cannot be proven wrong. That is the best thing I think I've ever seen Charlie say on Twitter, because it's so accurate. I mean, these shorters, these big, large manipulators, these big entities are just juicing and juicing and juicing as much as they possibly can out of the China ban FUD. And it's really mesmerizing to see, because the saddest part about it is that there's so many new people getting into this industry. They have not a clue what really goes on in this industry since they're so new. They haven't been through the bumps in the road, and we're literally in a bump in the road. And I just don't think it's that significant. I think that this is just a bump in the road, a 39% decline on Bitcoin hitting a new all-time high, just like we saw previously. So I am, not in the least worried, but man, I'm just waiting for the dust to settle. There's just been a lot of kooky things going on. What the heck is going on? And, clearly we're going to be covering all of it today. I trust Charlie Lee. You guys know that I'm a huge fan of Charlie Lee. I follow his every word. And he came out with the exchanges being banned. He had a trusted source that it was true. Now he has another trusted source that the mining is not going to be banned, or the network. Awesome. This is great news. And I think people are going to react to it eventually. But the fact is, we have Jamie Dimon coming out with all this crap. And we're going to get onto regulatory issues right now before we get to the TA. We're going to go through a few other things. There was a CNBC article that was just posted just a few minutes ago about how Bitcoin is going to be traded at a higher volume than the Apple shares, which is just incredible. You got to think about it. Bitcoin, if we compare Bitcoin to having more volume traded than Apple, think about how many other tech stocks there are out there. It's going to be the same thing for cryptocurrencies. You got Bitcoin, Litecoin, Decred, Vertcoin, 10x Pay, which is eventually going to be one of my top picks once I do more research on it. But that's what it's going to be like. So I hope you guys all know, and I've been advocating it for a long time. Don't follow these bullcrap hype coins that have no actual worth. I've called out a bunch of coins on this channel that I don't think have any worth at all. Namely, like IOTA is one of them, a script conversion coin that just makes it harder. I just don't think a lot of these coins have the actual technology. But there are going to be coins like 10x Pay possibly that will make it up to the charts and be one of those top coins in the future. But I really do see cryptocurrencies and treat it as a currency, cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, not necessarily replacing eBay or YouTube or whatever this ideology may be. Maybe I think that Monero is going to have a large play in it as well. Possibly Verge. I'm not sure. It is an original pick of mine, but it's still very early on for Verge. But we're going to get to regulatory issues right now. And I kind of wrote this down so that I would be more concrete in my approach on saying this. But basically, since there's such a great amount of people starting to show interest in cryptocurrencies, it's seriously a threat to the big banks. And we're seeing that now with Jamie Dimon coming out with all this crap. So this is a problem, whether you want to accept that or not. We're dealing with a much larger entity than the small FUD here and there that we see. Now, this does not equate to Bitcoin being in a bubble, because it simply isn't. Maybe a small bubble before the big bubble, but cryptocurrency is on the verge of serious interest from large parties of people. And this is going to take an extensive step with regulation for the USA. I know we've seen it with China, just like we saw with China now. I think that there's a great possibility eventually, maybe relatively soon, that the USA could come in with a similar foot in the door. I think that in the end, this will turn out to be a great thing. But there is not just one type of uncertainty growing, hence China, but uncertainty growing from the biggest of them all, which would be regulation. In order for cryptocurrency to continue the path of success that we've been seeing and glorifying, there will need to be a certain extent of regulation. And I mean, I want to say anyone is literally crazy if they think that none of this is going to at least result in some regulation to an extent. I think we are coming closer to these days, but is that a bad thing? Not at all. But until it becomes clear from the regulators and comprehended by the enthusiasts and investors, we are going to see some bumps in the road. And I don't necessarily think these big banks are going to create their own coin. JP Morgan, or people are trying to say that some of these banks or whatever are going to create their own coin. We do know, I tweeted it on my Twitter, that JP Morgan is offering in residence positions, and to no surprise, public ledger and blockchain technology was a field of interest. And I think this entire program is geared towards the interest of recruiting coders that could potentially create a coin or something of that nature. So we've seen FUD on top of FUD on top of FUD. So don't get upset at me because I'm trying to give you guys just, the most unbiased approach. But I'm just trying to share with you guys, what we're all seeing collectively. And like I said, even on my tweets, 1 through 5, I posted them today. I think that all of this will end in a great result. In the end, I think it's going to be a great result. But I think, of course, we've seen how many times have people said Bitcoin is dead? How many times have people said Litecoin is dead? Numerous times. Since the first time I invested in Bitcoin in 2012, Bitcoin has still died a few times, even though that was early on. And we're in 2017 now. I've only been trading cryptocurrency since 2015. And there has been times where Bitcoin died during that time as well. So, I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. I'm new to this whole Twitter thing. I kind of was just a closet trader for a while, a closet investor, if you will. And I never really thought of making a YouTube channel until some of my friends were telling me to do that, and that's where I am now. So, you guys saw my tweets, and like I said, we could see Charlie right here letting us know exchange ban is absolutely true. Yes, that's true. Just not banning mining and the network, and not clear about the OTC ban. I don't think they're going to be banning the over-the-counter trade, but I think that we're also in an ICO bubble. I know a lot of people are very hyped up about ICOs, all these new coins, and I think one of the biggest issues that we've seen is the big hit Ethereum has taken because of all of these ICOs. All these ICOs are causing issues. Even Charlie said on a tweet, he said, if everyone's making money, who is losing money? Who's losing money? You know what I'm saying? So what I have to say is that a lot of people are losing money. And the people that are losing money are the people that don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to trade. They're new to the community. They see an advertisement. They see someone on Twitter talking and hyping and pumping a coin that has absolutely no worth. And then it pumps up and they're like really excited and they don't sell, or they buy at the top and then they lose all their money. And there's people out there that are losing money. You saw Charlie's tweet. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but there are people out there losing money, whether you know it or not. Not everyone can just make money. That's the whole point of trading. It's a game. It's a psychological game. You're basically battling other traders on what the community should think the value of a coin is worth. You know what I'm saying? And usually the bigger the person is, the bigger the amount of money they have, the more manipulating power that they have. And I know that we see a lot of volatility in the markets. We see a lot of volatility with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And the reason being is because there's a small fraction of people that have most of the net worth, if you will, of some of these cryptocurrencies, meaning that they are able to manipulate it at a much higher rate. It's not, an even distribution to the entire community. So until we see real institutional money that's going to be trading larger volume, I'm talking astronomical volume, we're going to be seeing lots of volatility. And I think this also takes a role in why we haven't seen just massive adoption from big companies like Amazon or Alibaba. I think that's coming soon. I absolutely think that's coming soon. And probably after we see some sort of regulation, and probably after we see some more stability and more money in the market, not to the fullest extent, but to an extent. Because we know that why would a big company not want to get in before a currency explodes? They would want to accept the currency before it explodes so that they can make money and be earning, an appreciating asset while accepting the currency, unlike fiat currency. Fiat currency is just a dead dog. But that's really everything that's going on. We're going to go over here real quick. Strategists predict Bitcoin digital currency trading volume will surpass Apple soon. Craziness. This is crazy. This is actually a positive post from CNBC. Wow, shocker. I mean, the whole past, what, 2 weeks, we've seen nothing but Jamie Dimon, Jamie Dimon, Jamie Dimon. Wow, Jamie Dimon. Who cares about Jamie Dimon? Um, I know that we have to take it into some sort of consideration, but I don't think that he's going to do much, and I think that he's going to just keep trying to act like it's not an issue until he has to realize it's an issue. Uh, Blockchain technology replacing Mr. Jamie Dimon. So they're eventually going to either try to drop the price down as much as possible so that they can get in and pump it up overnight, or they're just going to slowly increase their holdings because simply there's just, if let's say there's like $1 billion or something like that JP Morgan wants to get in on, there's simply not enough Bitcoin or Litecoin available for them to purchase in such a short period of amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Like even on GDAX, if you go over to GDAX right now, we're gonna get to the charts in a second. We'll go over the scenarios, but they're going to accumulate and accumulate and accumulate and accumulate behind the scenes. I mean, you can't really see it, I guess. They're going to make it to where you can't really see it, but it's happening, and they're accumulating over time as it becomes more available. And as they drag the price down, they're buying these dips like there's no tomorrow. I mean, you can see we're still in an impulsive bear trend right now, but you see every so often, you see like 10,000 Litecoin get picked up. I mean, we saw this morning, a few people were messaging me about it. There's been 10,000 Litecoin orders multiple times this morning, and they've been getting eaten up like it's a kid at a candy shop. So I think they're accumulating and accumulating and accumulating, and people are selling their weekends into these big money investors, which is basically what we're seeing. And could the price drag down even more still? Absolutely. Absolutely. We've got all this FUD. We've got China uncertainty. We've got Jamie Dimon who's hopping around and skipping off of the FUD as well. So I think that there's definitely a good chance of it going down further. But I think eventually, and I think it's going to be relatively soon, we are going to hit a bounce. And I'm going to tell you guys where I firmly believe you're going to hit the bounce. And I think that it is relatively soon. I think that some people are still, I mean, if you go on TradingView, it's like a total cluster mess. I mean, it's like, I used to like going on TradingView to see other people's opinions, but I know, some top trading experts that I message and go back and forth with, and a lot of the stuff on TradingView is just absolute crap. It's like, what the heck is that? It's like, is that even technical analysis? I mean, some of the stuff I see in there is just crazy, but there's some people on there that really are great. But I just don't think, I just couldn't see Bitcoin going down to like less than $2,000. That would be insane. I know Goldman Sachs is calling for a $2,200 Bitcoin. Their strategists or analysts or whatever are saying that it could go down to $2,200. Goldman Sachs before that said that the top was going to be at $4,800, and the top was actually at $5,000. So they were damn close. Probably FOMO buyers buying it up to $5,000, and then we saw a huge sell-off. So at least we know that about Goldman Sachs, but now they're coming out with $2,200 Bitcoin. Not that I'm not, batting an eye on it, but, obviously we have to consider the fact that there's a possibility. There's a possibility. But do I think that we're going to see a bounce before that even comes close? I think we're going to see a bounce. I think that we're going to return to normal or return close to the highs before we even test back down to those lows. At least a 25% retracement is what I'm thinking. Maybe a bounce. Eventually, we're gonna get to a bounce, but we'll see how strong that bounce is down the road. We have to wait for that bounce first, which I'm gonna let you guys know where I think that bounce is going to be. But Goldman Sachs coming out with $2,200 just adds to the FUD, even though it's old FUD. I posted a post on Twitter the other day, which was a brand new CNBC article. Someone told me or tweeted on that tweet that it was old FUD, and it was literally, every new post that we see, I don't care if it's old news, I don't care if it's news from 2 weeks ago, if it's posted on a mainstream media outlet, if it's even old FUD, it's still brand new FUD. It's even though it's old, it's brand new FUD because it's back into the mainstream, it's back as a new post. You know what I'm saying? So, just because it's old FUD doesn't mean that it's not going to continue, and they're going to continue to juice the F out of it to get the most out of it so that these people can keep buying. But I do expect a bounce relatively soon. You can see right here, this was just relatively new. One of the first Decred to Bitcoin atomic swaps happening right here on Twitter. Congratulations to whoever. We saw just a few days ago Decred atomic swapped with Litecoin, and then Litecoin atomic swapped with Vertcoin. Right after Decred atomic swapped with Litecoin, I tweeted about it. I said, I think that Vertcoin is going to be next on the atomic swap. And I just totally thought that. I mean, it's like they tested Decred first. Awesome. We saw a nice pump with Decred right after that happened. And then it's like, why wouldn't Vertcoin, be tested right after that? And sure enough, it was. Like a day later, Vertcoin tested on the mainnet atomic swaps with Litecoin, which is just incredible. So, this is where I'm going to get at with another thing. I'm probably going to jump all over the place. Sorry if I'm doing that. But I'm trying to just hit every single note and allow you guys to get a bigger picture. You need to weigh the FUD and weigh the benefits. So, what is the good news? We're following the SegWit coins on my channel. Everyone that follows my channel knows that I'm all about the SegWit coins. I do not promote ICOs. I do not promote any bull crap. I try to keep it real with you guys 100%. I try to stay as transparent as possible. So this is the good news. I spoke with one of the developers of Litecoin, and Lightning Network and atomic swaps is a lot sooner than people probably think, or maybe a little bit further away than people think. I don't know if people think it's going to be next week. I don't think it's going to be next week, but I think that within a 2-month time frame, maybe pushing a little bit more than 2 months, we could see the introduction of the Lightning Network and atomic swaps on the Litecoin network, and also some of these other SegWit coins as well. Buy the rumor, sell the news, which is factual. I mean, a lot of people know as long-term investors in cryptocurrencies, you buy the rumor and then sell the news. And usually when the news comes out, it pumps up and then people sell. Of course, it makes sense. But I think that's the good side of everything, is that we've got things moving along very fast. And I think that the reason why we're seeing so much FUD is because there's such an open door to this FUD, for the ability for this FUD to happen, if that makes sense. There hasn't been too many huge announcements, I'm talking like news recently. I mean, I know that we're seeing rumors, we're seeing, the testnet of Lightning Network and atomic swaps and a lot of cool things, but, there's no actual, concrete news. Even with 10x Pay, there hasn't been any concrete news, just a picture of a credit card, whatever. And I think that they are inhibiting the US being able to use the 10x Pay. I'm not sure yet. I know that Europe is going to be able to use it, but just know that there is news that's eventually going to be dropped soon. You guys saw with my Jack Mallers interview about the Zap Lightning Network wallet, which is the Lightning Network wallet, the one that's most developed at least. You guys knew in that live stream, I mean, that was like the most bullish live stream that you could probably see. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you guys saw that live stream, it's so worth your time. I even probably would favor that live stream over the Charlie Lee live stream, because it was just so much more personable, realistic, one-on-one from, with someone that's been in the markets for a long time. So we kind of were able to bounce off of each other off topics. So I think it's really good to go watch that. And Jack Mullers was even saying straight up, he's like, the next few months are going to be huge breaking moments for cryptocurrency. The next few months, I think he said 2 months, but I'm going to say the next few months. So we're seeing this bear market, and I'm just saying, like, buy the dips personally is what I'm thinking. I have not swung a lot. I still have my holdings. I'm not selling. I'm over here hodling. That's how transparent I am with you guys, because, I could just be selling off tens of, I'm not even going to say that, a lot of Litecoin, and I'm not doing that. I am sitting on my Litecoin. I'm sitting on my Vertcoin. I did scout my Vertcoin once we broke out of that wedge down to the downtrend, and I did swing a little bit of my Vertcoin and picked up a bigger bag. Of course, I'm going to do that if I can, but I'm not adding to the downtrend, if you will. But I think that things are going to turn around relatively quickly, and I really think that I'm focusing on the tech and development rather than the FUD spreading. I think that it's all a manipulation factor, and there's a lot more few people that have a lot larger holdings than you would suspect, if that makes sense, which adds to the ability to manipulate, cause more FUD, etc., etc. So they're trying to get these coins at a dirt cheap price, and they're doing a damn good job at it. Okay, guys? We have 206 people watching right now. make sure to smash that like button. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Make sure to subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you, Rob D. Scott, for the super chat donation. Headed to the airport, going to London for the blockchain and Dash conference, listening to your channel. Silvermine.com will be exhibiting there for a silver-backed crypto. Mad love to SoFlo and you. Cheers. Thank you so much, Rob D. Scott. I appreciate that. So we're going to move over to the TA in just a moment. I'm just going to make sure that we've covered all of the nonsense. Oh, this is another post that just kind of like baffled me. Oh, it baffled me. We'll look at it right now. So as you guys know, I haven't really advocated Dash. I don't have any Dash, although I did just buy an Antminer D3 off of the Bitmain website that I'm waiting for it to come in. Here's a post kind of stabbing Dash. Nothing big at all. Nothing big. This is just talking, displacing Litecoin. Ooh, has a bigger market cap. Ooh. I think that Dash could possibly have a future. I don't know too much about it. I know that it's going to act as if like a PayPal in a sense. Once again, a currency, not a niche, Taco Bell coin or a McDonald's coin. I think this is a niche currency coin. So, they're just basically talking about the downside to Dash, which there is downside to Dash quite a bit. And they're also talking about how the Dash is one of the few cryptocurrencies with a paid developer team. A lot of these developer teams are not paid, like Litecoin developer team, Vertcoin developer team. They're all, you have the Litecoin Foundation. They're all, hoping for donations to the development team so that they can further the development of the coin. So that's one thing. If you guys could do anything, donate to the developers, especially the developers of the coins that I try to advocate on my channel. You guys, they are working for free trying to get this coin as being the next big thing. And we're just, the fact that Charlie gets hated on because a coin dips down or whatever blows my mind, because this guy started everything and he's the reason why you have all of these profits. Okay, my friends. But yeah, this is just a stupid article, so we're just going to go ahead and exit out of that. Let me just make sure we got through all the news, and we're going to go over to the scenarios. Multiple scenarios, but we're only going to go over 2 as of now. I don't know what this is. Deckard Project. What is this? China Bitcoin Exchange. Yeah, China Bitcoin Exchange. They're ending at closing at the end of the month. And OKCoin, which was the biggest Chinese exchange, the biggest Chinese exchange, has just been continuously dumping. I've been watching them on Crypto Watch, and it's just been continuously dumping. In BitThumb, the Korean exchange, has been just picking up those coins, and we see a lot of action on Bitfinex as well, picking up those coins. We see a lot of action on, not a lot of action, but a little bit of action on GDEX. But GDEX is just hard to watch because it's just, there's so much manipulation in the order book. There's so many bots. It's just like, gosh, I just need to keep my eyes off that exchange. I like to look at the the top trading percentage exchanges in the past 24 hours, and also I like to look at other important exchanges like maybe OKCoin or Bitfinex, which has had a lot of trading volume in the past 24 hours. So yeah, so a lot of stuff going on with Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash has been more profitable. I don't know if it's more profitable. I'm probably not going to go over that. But yeah, Bitcoin Cash was more profitable. We saw a little bit of a surge with Bitcoin Cash, but you guys know I have really not been watching Bitcoin Cash at all. Not even a little bit. Simply because I don't. We've gone over those points. So we're going to go over the TA, and we're going to go over multiple scenarios. We're going to go over everything so that you guys can know what's going on, what could possibly happen for the future. Now, this is Bitcoin. I'm not going to get too in-depth with Bitcoin because I like to talk about Litecoin, but of course, Bitcoin is the granddaddy coin. It has started everything in the cryptocurrency space, and I think that no matter where Bitcoin goes, these other coins are going to follow. Will that be the case in the future? Who knows? Who knows? I think that, and you guys have heard me say it multiple times, I think that there's going to be coins that are going to have, probably as high as a market cap as Bitcoin. The coins like Litecoin, or Vertcoin. People think it's going to be the bronze of Litecoin, which is the silver to Bitcoin's gold. I think that there's going to be some coins that really rally hard with these top market cap coin. We know that in the end, Bitcoin is literally, if we look at it from a technical aspect, it could not be more of an irrelevant coin. It could not be more of an irrelevant coin. It is just slow. It has issues. I mean, it just keeps growing. We've got hard forks. We've got this and that. It's like, but the thing is, Bitcoin has started it all. Bitcoin has started everything that we are sitting in today, which has allowed us to further the development, adding more coins to the whole cryptocurrency space. But I really think Bitcoin is just going to really act as a store of value at the most. It's never going to be as fast as some of these other currency coins are going to be in the future. And I think Litecoin, you guys know what I think about Litecoin. I've said it so many times. I'm probably like the biggest advocate of Litecoin on YouTube. I just talk about Litecoin all the time, and I think it has a huge future. And you guys know I talked about Vertcoin the first time when it was 40 cents. Now we're just now seeing the results of that, and people are going to, I think Vertcoin at $1 now is like Litecoin when it was $1. Think about it like that. Or more so, Vertcoin right now is $1. Decred is $35. I do nothing makes me think that Vertcoin cannot be in the same position as Decred right now. Decred is $35. Do you hear me? $35. Vertcoin is $1. It's $1. I was telling you guys it's a steal under $1 when I first advocated at 40 cents. Vertcoin has what? Stealth addresses. It has ASIC resistant mining, LYR2 algorithm for ASIC resistant mining, which means that there can't really be a monopolization of the mining. It has things that Decred doesn't even have. It has the Lightning Network already. So I think Vertcoin is just so undervalued, it makes me laugh. And I'm just so glad that I picked it up at such a low price. So I think Vertcoin absolutely earns a position of where Decred is right now. And I think that both Decred and Vertcoin are in close positions to where Litecoin is as a SegWit coin. And we know that Bitcoin has SegWit now too, which is just phenomenal, which is going to help in the Lightning Network. Oh, it's all going to be amazing. And once all this news drops, it's going to be like a walk in the park. This bear trend is going to be over in no time. We just have to wait for some news to come out. But I think that there's going to slowly be an increasing amount of news coming for some of these top coins. But we just have to identify, TA has been really stressful lately, and I think that's been the case for just everyone. Everyone, I mean, even top experts that I'm good friends with, that I speak to on a daily basis, have just been puzzled from, the charts and whatnot, but at the same time, there's a pretty confident, bounce location that we're going to go over real quick where we can see a bounce. So this is Bitcoin currently. Gosh, I need some water. This is Bitcoin currently. So Bitcoin, we saw from the last trend over here, we saw a huge surge up. Now Bitcoin's not in the bubble. Let's just get that over with right now. We saw a huge surge, and then we saw a 40% drop from that top, from that all-time high. Now where are we right now? 40% drop from the all-time high. That's where Bitcoin is right now. And then we can see that we saw a really hefty candlestick right after it hit that bottom. I mean, the one-day candlestick right here, what was this? The 15th went all the way down to under $3,000, like $2,950, I believe. We talked about that already. And then the candlestick ended up here. I don't even know. Yeah, went down to here and it just surged up. This is one of the largest candlesticks I've ever seen for Bitcoin in such a short period of time. Then we saw another surge up here, and then it's dipping down again. Now, these are the locations that we can currently be in, but I'm more strongly on a different location. So we're going to go over this location, then I'm going to go to where I really do think the bounce is going to be, and I think it's going to be around $3,200, $3,000 to $3,200. That's where I think it could be. Well, we should make it more wide range. I mean, it would be like $2,800 to $3,200, but I'm really thinking $3,000 to $3,200 is where we're going to see it bounce. But if you look at this position right here, so we had the 40% decrease after the all-time high, psychological barrier at $5,000. That was a huge psychological barrier at $5,000, and we cannot forget, we have to take into consideration, look at this sell-off. This sell-off happened in a very short period of time. A lot shorter period of time than this. This was like an elongated sell-off period. This happened really quickly. It was almost like boom, dropped down from $5,000, and that was a huge psychological barrier. Happened in no time. So from this extensive drop, it really just tells me that we're going to be going down, at least a little bit further before we start moving back up. But if you look at this position right here, and I'm going to use the paint tool. If you look at this right here, that block, and you look right here, it's a similar position. You cannot neglect the fact that it's a similar position right here. So right where we're at right now, where this arrow is pointing, could very well be, if this next candlestick right here could be in the green, we could start moving back up into an uptrend and seeing a reversal, simply because it follows the pattern. But a large part of me still thinks that we're going to be heading back down to around $3,000 before we start seeing the move up into a new bull market. And I mean, the thing is, you have to look at this. People are saying that we're in a bear market. Are you guys calling this a bear market? Are you guys really going to call this a bear market? This is not a bear market. This is called a correction. This is not a bear market. Yes, the bears are selling off at the current moment, but I would not call this a bear market. I would call this a correction. We've seen consistent 39% pullbacks. And I mean, this lines up perfectly, 40%, 40%. Then we have the growth of a block right here, growth of a block. But we are falling a little bit further this time. So I really think that we could be on the tipping point. Don't get me wrong. Or we could be heading back down for a further retracement to around $2,800 to $3,000 to $3,200 before moving back up. I'm giving you guys all of the scenarios. Okay, guys? Who lost some dough today? That was crazy. What, was someone screaming in the chat box? I'm not even looking at the chat box. Hopefully the moderators are... I'm going to make some mods right now before we move forward. Make some mods. Alrighty. We're going to keep going forward. People are butthurt. That's fine. The thing is, we're in very volatile markets. And I guess there's always going to be butthurt people. You know what? That's just how it is. It's the game we're playing, my friends. So we could very much be in this position right now at this block after the full downtrend down to here. But something's telling me, you got this you got this short-term sell-off, which was humongo, that I feel like we could be moving down further. And it could, even at $3,200, which is a firm, confident location for me to see a bounce. That's really where I think we're going to see a bounce. But we could move further down just because of the fact that this was such a short and in-depth sell-off. So just take that with a grain of salt. We've seen the jump from here back up to here, which was pretty intense, basically a return to normal. And then we could see another sell-off at further levels. But you guys can see I only have my support levels mapped out at these locations, and I'm really thinking that we should see a bounce at the levels that I was just saying. But I want to take into consideration the block that I'm looking at right here. That would be a pattern that I'm looking at. But this wedge broke out a little bit, so we could be heading down a little further. So just to keep that in mind, guys, that's why I'm not selling. That's why I don't have weak hands. And that's why I still do have some dry powder to pick up if we do go on a further dip. I really try to do minimal pickups from these dips just in case, I try to save the most. Even if we don't hit down to that like, let's say people think it's going to go to like, what, $1,800? Some people think it's going to go to $1,800. So if we went to $1,800, I'd be a lot more, involved in throwing a higher amount of dry powder into that dip. But, these dips right now, I'm just inching it. I'm nipping it. I'm nipping it with dry powder, not throwing everything at once, which is probably the worst thing you can possibly do, is throw all of your money into something at once. You just have to nip it over time. Cost average. That's what you need to do. The worst thing, if I can give anyone a tip, is just do not throw all your money in at once, at one dip, or whatever it may be, or at one period of time. I hope there's people out there that have done that at the top. Like, probably someone threw in probably $100,000 right here at the top, and oh my gosh, now it's dipping down. So just keep that in mind, guys. But this is a block that I'm looking at. We're going to get over to the next page in a minute. I have a dual screen I'm going to pop up in a minute. Just a minute. So here is the 39-day forecast that I have on my channel. I have not deleted it because I'm not going to delete it. There was someone someone commented on the video like, "Oh my gosh, you should delete it with shame." Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna delete it because I personally think that October, which we are approaching fairly soon, I think October is going to be a bullish month. That's what I personally think. Now, from this technical analysis, and I explained it in the video from the 39-day forecast in the video that I posted, I said that this right here, this uptrend line right here, is nowhere near precise. This uptrend line right here. This is literally just forecasting till the end date, which is right here, to be testing the all-time highs, which we are still kind of far away from that. And this is based off of historical charts right over here, and you can see right here alone, it's a slow growth, and then we see a pump, a surge. So this is going to be slow growth, and then we're going to see that pump and that surge. I'm still sticking to, and I still have my 39-day forecast on the table at the current moment. I'm still following it. Yes, we did fall through the uptrend line, but I don't think it's going to be too significant. Just because we fell through it doesn't mean it's going to fall to the floor. Oh my gosh. We're just going to find support. Now, with Litecoin, the way it looks right now, and we're going to get to, I don't even want to go over this yet until we go over the dual screen I'm going to show you guys in just a minute, because there's two scenarios. What is this? Oh, this is mapping out the support levels at $37 and $33. These are support levels. These are buy zones for me. Right here, let's go ahead and put buy zone. Now we're going to go over to the dual charts because I'm going to get in depth so you guys can get a better understanding. Yes, we are currently in a correction. Will it end soon? I very much do think it's going to end soon. So right here, this is just a bunch of whatever, following the trends. But right here is my buy zone. Right here, $33 to $37. That's what I'm looking at. This is just one of the scenarios, of course. There's a multitude of scenarios out there, my friends. But from $33 to $37, buy zone at the current moment. But at the same time, I'm still sitting mighty fine on my Litecoin, especially since I have averaged it at a much lower price than I originally bought it from swing trading. And probably it's averaged at around $30 that I paid for my Litecoin. I originally paid for my first Litecoin at $27. So I'm sitting mighty fine. I'm not worried. I'll get worried when Litecoin drops below $33. That's when I'll start panicking. Not necessarily panicking, but I'll just definitely be reconsidering my options. But yeah, so if you're looking at this, buy zones are here for me, and we can see right here that we are consolidating a little bit, and I think that we're going to see another downtrend back to these buy zones. Another downtrend right here. You can see right here, I think we're going to see a relatively same thing, the locations we're in right now, back to these buy zones from 33 to 37. So that is that. Now this is the scenario that I am betting on at the moment. There's two scenarios. This is the scenario that I'm betting on, 33 to 37. If we go over here, well, we were just talking about Bitcoin, talking about how it could find a bottom right here, right around this location, and then start moving back up into an uptrend. That could possibly happen. Now, if that happens, that's the second scenario right now. That's the second scenario. So one of the scenarios is bullish. The second scenario is a bit bearish, but not like insanely bearish. Just moving back down to the support level before the further uptrend. So yeah, so this buy zone wouldn't get hit if we started to consolidate right here. Okay, guys? Same with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin starts to consolidate right here, looking at these blocks, then there really is no buy zone. I guess the buy zone would be now, but we need to just use risk management, and I think that there's obviously a better possibility of it moving back down to this low. before taking on a new bull run. So take those two scenarios, and we're going to get to the split screen in just a second. So we could consolidate right here and start moving back up, which very well could be the case, or we could be moving back down to $33 to $37. Is anyone on the same level as me? Do we have any technical people in the house that would like to chat in the chat box and tell me that they're looking at the same thing? Because I think everyone's looking at the same thing. And I spoke to a few people for even charting this out to make sure I don't look like an absolute retard. I don't want to use that word. That's a bad word. An absolute idiot on my live stream. So let's get over to the split screen. And then I'm heading out of here. I gotta go. Actually, let's go check this out before we head over there. So right here, I sold off this wedge. And I picked it up at a dip for Vertcoin. We saw a big run with 10x pay. Lord Baltimore saying I'm right on, bro. Thank you, man. Crown Talk is saying yes. But obviously not great for somebody who bought at $88 a day. We were woo-woo. LTC saying we may go over $100. Thoughts? Well, according to my analysis, the past analysis was one of the biggest analysis on this channel, which was, I can't even pull it up because I keep making trial accounts because I keep my other Coinigy private. But we went from, what did we go through? From 45 to $90. You guys know, if you guys see the video, you guys saw how spot on that forecast was. It was literally piece for piece spot on, precisely. And that was a long-term forecast, which panned out perfectly. Now I'm still following my long-term forecast right over here. Where is it? We were just looking at it. I'm still following this. Not deleting the YouTube video or whatever people are saying. Charts are good. Thank you. Hedge for everything. Keep some USDT. Yeah, crypto hedge. You gotta hedge for everything. But really, the main topics, don't forget the announcements. We're going to be bouncing soon. And also, all right, whatever. And also, we got to take into the fact that, we had the dot-com bubble. The dot-com bubble. Cryptocurrencies does not equate to the dot-com bubble. Okay, guys? The dot-com bubble, the cryptocurrency, era that we're getting into, that we're going to see just, everyone's going to become very wealthy on it eventually, I hope. That's what I'm, planning. I think everyone wants to, plan on that, but I think that the cryptocurrency bubble, when it comes, will make the dot-com bubble look like a little turd on the street, okay? That's what I'm basically saying right now. Dot-com bubble, big deal. You had huge companies, online, blah, blah, blah. But now we have what we call a currency, cryptocurrency, blockchain, public ledger technology. That's going to make the dot-com bubble look like a little turd on the street. It's going to be so much bigger than the dot-com bubble. I'm talking trillions of dollars. Hopefully, that's what we get to. And I think that cryptocurrencies aren't going to go anywhere, and that's why we're here to watch it on the regular. So let's get over to the dual screen. We're going to go ahead and look at that right now. How's everyone doing? I know we have 216 people watching. Now make sure to smash that like button. We only have 53 likes right now on this live stream. We're trying. This is a pretty good live stream so far, I think, compared to some of my live streams where it's a bunch of ums and I don't knows. So let me, I'm calling myself out. I don't think I've done a lot of I don't knows, but I think I've done a lot of ums. A lot of ums. Hey, I'm not a public speaker. Alright, so let's get this open. We're going to go over to the dual screen right now. Hope everyone's doing fine. What's up, everybody? Alright, so let's get over to the dual charts. And this is back to my 39-day forecast. And it's all about identifying where we are at the current moment. That's what it is. It's all about identifying where we are. So we're going to identify where we are at the current moment from my 39-day forecast. So let's get over to this. I'm going to change the screen real quick. There it is. I think that's good. Let me know if y'all can see that. Let me know if y'all can see that. By the way, you're rock on YouTube, or I rock on you? That's a rich statement coming from the spokesperson for the biggest financial fraudulent enslavement system in the entire economic history of the world, printing money backed by nothing. I could not agree more with that. I think that, money used to be backed by gold. Yeah, I don't think that's the case anymore, my friends. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think that, yeah, money's just being printed out of thin air, like a fun day. So let's get going. We're going to go over this real quick, and then I'm going to be tuning out. So I'm going to try and make this quick. Make sure everyone's on the same page. What is up, everybody? Carla, girl. Carla, you're always sending me those love emojis. Every time I'm on a live stream, you're sending me some love emojis. Alright, so let's get on to this. So this comes back to where I was saying we could see a potential bounce at where we're at right now, which would be, and hence, kind of like a bear trap, not really. So this comes in line with that, but like I said, I think that there's still more of a possibility of us bouncing back down to the ranges of $33 to $37 and Bitcoin down to, I want to say, like $2,800 to $3,200, but I'm thinking $3,000 to $3,200. So let's look at this real quick. Let's look at this. All right, so we can see. I want to make sure that you guys can see this correctly. So I'm not. All right, yeah, you guys can see it already. So you guys see the arrows, and you guys see the trend line. So these are 12-hour candlesticks, not one-day candlesticks. I just got a notification. Bitcoin is fiat money too. That's funny. All right, so we can see this is a 12-hour candlestick, not a one-day candlestick, not a 1-hour candlestick either. So we can see right here we dropped down on Litecoin below the all-time high, breaking the trend line, and then we pumped up a little bit. So we pumped up right here, pumped up a little bit. Then we have a little bit of a downtrend right here, and then we moved back up, and then we dipped down below, falling out of a rising wedge. And right here, even though it's not matching up perfectly, I'm still following this because there's many reasons why I'm still following my 39-day forecast. There's many reasons why, and we will see in future live streams. So right here we can see that there was a sell-off back down to these levels. Let me put down a horizontal right here. Now I know that this is one thick green candlestick. I understand that. So back down to these levels. And I feel that we could, since we have right here, we could start moving into an uptrend. Just like I was saying with Bitcoin. We could start moving back up into an uptrend. Now these are two scenarios. You guys got the bullish scenario and you've got the temporarily bearish scenario. So the scenarios are $33 to $37 buy zones for me personally, dry powder buy zones, hedging buy zones, and then you have the bounce that we could possibly see around these levels, which is not as likely as seeing a bounce from the buy zones of $33 to $37. It's a lot less likely, but the possibility is still there. It's more probable to be a bounce at $33 to $37. Bitcoin, anywhere from $2,800 to $3,200. I'm thinking $3,000 to $3,200. We will see a bounce back into a bull run. So those are my scenarios, or we could see it start to bounce fairly soon and see some consolidation. Consolidating growth. Right here, consolidating growth. Nothing massive. But that is my forecast. That is what I personally am looking at. And I wanted to give you guys two scenarios so that I'm not coming on here like a big bad bull and telling you guys, this is how it is, this is how it is, tell me what's up. Giving you guys two scenarios. So I hope you guys got a little bit out of this. I tried to touch base on regulation. I tried to touch base on the FUD. Should you and should you not follow the FUD? I try to touch base on everything, not only just technical analysis, because since this is a very new market, there's a lot more reaction to the market. And what I mean by that is news. There's a lot more reactive news, trading from news, from FUD, whether it may be good news or bad news. So we have to always take into account fundamental analysis, news, and also technical analysis, because this is nothing like the stock market that we're dealing with. And I'm telling you, I've spoken to plenty of top expert traders, not only in cryptocurrency, but Forex trading and stock market trading. And they have been, the ones that are involved in cryptocurrencies, and they have been puzzled because TA has been very iffy and crappy. People are saying, "Oh, this is the bottom," or "This is the bottom." The Elliott wave here, So it's just been a pretty wild ride, and hopefully this FUD subsides and we start heading up into another bull run. And I'm sitting here fine and dandy, even though we're not in a current bull run. We are in a corrective period. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this live stream. I really don't know how long this live stream is. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. We have 186 people watching right now. I'll chat with you guys real quickly in the chat box if you have any questions, and then I'm going to be tuning out. Thank you, guys. NEO is mooning at the current moment. Let's go check out NEO. Thanks again. Great information. Thank you so much, EJ. I appreciate that. I'm trying to make as much mods as possible. I want to make it to where it's like, everyone ends up being a mod eventually. We'll have newcomers and whatnot, and then they'll earn their place as a mod. I just want to have a lot of mods because a lot of people deserve it. Not only my day oneers, but a lot of the new people. No problem, Crypt Keeper. Someone's saying NEO is mooning. Absolutely, you have to manage those emotions. Can't get emotional when you're trading, because you will lose if you get emotional. Selling at the bottom ain't fun. It's not fun. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. Because it's, people, throughout the entire history of cryptocurrencies, people are trying to, call the bottom, call the bottom, call the bottom. It's been an interesting thing. Private trading group. I am going to be doing a exclusive private trading group. I know I told you guys on Twitter. I'm in the process of creating that private trading group that I will soon be, basically releasing. But yeah, so just stay tuned for that. Stay tuned on my Twitter. Make sure to follow my Twitter accounts at @CryptoHedge_. I'm very active on there. But yeah, I'm gonna do a highlight reel of Vertcoin. I'm like gonna take some snippets of my live streams talking about Vertcoin. I'm gonna do like a highlight reel of Vertcoin. Not to be like tooting my own horn, but do like a live stream talking about Vertcoin. Thank you so much, Kevin. I really appreciate that. See, I try to stay as transparent as possible with you guys. As possible. It's like I try to be only transparent. I mean, I'm not a liar. Things change, so it's like I haven't been called a liar, but I'm not a liar. I'm in this with you guys. I'm right here with you. I'm doing the same thing as you guys, so I'm just trying to help the community. Trying to educate to a certain extent, get people on the same page. That's really what I'm trying to do. Doesn't work in crypto. People should know by now this market is volatile, and news changes fundamentals quickly. Yes, news does take a huge toll. A lot of volatility and a lot of reaction because it's such a fresh market. Yes. Listen to it again in 3 to 5 years, won't be so painful. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, I am an investor more than I am a trader. But if I can trade successfully, and it's usually a swing trade, I will. But I'm an investor for the long term, and I only advocate coins that I favor and favor for the long term hodl, favor for years to come, like Vertcoin. I told you guys about Vertcoin at 40 cents. It shot up to what, $1.50, and it retraced. Of course, it's going to retrace. But not only did I call it at such a low number, but I called it because I believe in the technology, I believe in the development, I believe in the future. The development team is very open to the public. They're working very hard and diligently. They have things that even Litecoin doesn't have. So I think that I'm really trying to stick with the coins that have value, not coins that don't. So that's really my objective. That actually have actual code, actually have what they say they have. The developers say they have. There's coins out there that the developers say, oh yeah, it has this, and it doesn't even have it. It's like, oh, yeah, nice try. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna be tuning out. Make sure to smash that like button before you leave. You guys are awesome, and make sure to subscribe and follow my Twitter account at @CryptoHedge_. Take care, guys.